Yes, people, welcome back to channel. Welcome back to Restox Football. I'm your co-host Hanu. Oh, sorry, Hanu. There we go. And yeah, we are here for Premier League Game Week 4 preview. Of course, some big fixtures. Manchester Derby is on. Ange makes his return to the Premier League just a few months after he was sacked by Tottenham Hotspur, and his first game is Arsenal. So former Tottenham Hotspur manager back in the Prem after a few months, and his first game is Arsenal. Got a few London derby, two London derbies this weekend as well, and yeah, so lots to look forward to. Joining me on the panel um, tonight is fellow host of Restock Football, Manny. Uh, yes, Manny, how are you?
Yes, but good evening. How's it? Hope you're well. And yeah, with Manji's return, it was. I mean, you couldn't have scripted it better, could you? Uh, the thing is, with everything going on at Forest near the end of last season, you had an inkling that Nuno was not going to stay for very long, and with everything going on, it just felt as though it had to happen. Yeah, I mean, looking forward to it. And obviously, I don't want to talk too much more because I will get a chance to have my say once we start talking about it. But good to be back. Good to be here. Good to have some more panelists joining us. And yep, can't wait.
Mm. And then, of course, here is the host, Rest.
Yes, big up, lads. How we all doing? Big up.
Well, I'm in trouble. I'm under arrest.
Yeah. And then making his debut all the way from Ireland. Unfortunately, supports United. It's Kyle. Yes,
How's it
Kyle.
going, fellas? Great to be here.
Yeah, man.
Kyle, good
All
evening, mate.
good. All good, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, finally, international break is over. Blessing in the skies that it's over. So yeah, but Carl, before we start, just for the people that don't know you, quickly just tell the other people, the viewers, a bit more about your channel, yourself, and so.
Yeah, I'm Kyle, and I'm the host of the Glory Glory Man United podcast. And Orest joins me now and again on that show, so I'm returning the favor by joining Orest's channel here. Great to be here.
Okay, yeah, man. Glad to have you on. So let's then start with the first game, early kickoff at the Emirates. It's the Arsenal taking on Nottingham Forest, of course, like before mentioned, and it's Postecoglou, with as the new team as head manager of Nottingham Forest, and Arsenal Mikel Arteta. Can he do the job? And bring some glory. We have to everyone in the chat. We have to all. Um, so just quick background on this game before I get you guys involved. Arsenal have won the last 6 home games against Nottingham Forest with an aggregate score of 19-2. And are undefeated in 14 games on home soil against Forest, with 10 wins, 4 draws. So Nottingham Forest have just won 2 out of 16 Premier League matches against Arsenal. Uh, yeah. Also, have lost 5 of their last 11 Premier League matches. Only one fewer than the previous 24 games. And then among current Premier League sides, only Fulham are on a longer run without a clean sheet than Nottingham Forest. Away from home, Forest have gone 9 games without a clean sheet since keeping 3 in a row in December and December and January of last season. So Forest are struggling defensively, and they have appointed Ange Postecoglou as their manager. Um, Very ironic. First, just a quick overall view. Postecoglou to Forest. Do you guys think a good decision by Forest or not?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to have the first word here because obviously Arsenal are playing, and hopefully, Steve will be joining us soon. And I had the pleasure of doing a stream with him for his channel where we were talking about Postecoglou joining Forest, and of course we had the Malaysian-based Spurs fan Eugene from Spurs U Asian TV coming and giving his thoughts. And for me, as a little bit of a backstory, I was one of those people who was watching the Europa League final, and I am honest when I say this to Oris and Kyle. I did not want to see Spurs win. I wanted United to win, even if I was cheering for them through gritted teeth. Because as an Arsenal fan, you can never, ever want Spurs to succeed at anything. But as disgusted as I was with the result, I was delighted for Big Ange. And in a normal circumstance, you would look at that and say, the ingenuity which he showed to focus on the Europa League campaign and sort of change his normal gung-ho approach to be a little bit more pragmatic and defensive, it showed that he had another way of playing. He was more than capable of that. And if it was good enough to deliver a trophy, then, that should have been the be-all and end-all. And, that ended up being a crazy season where despite Spurs finishing 17th, they qualified for the Champions League and won a piece of silverware. And for a few brief moments, they made Arsenal a laughingstock. I know that Flair might disagree in the chat. He might obviously adopt the nickname of Ange Postecoglou, saying he's not good enough for the PL. I disagree. I think in his first season, he proved that he was more than capable. And there was always going to be, the context of the injury situation and the lack of squad development overseen by Daniel Levy, which meant that Ange was never really able to build the squad that he wanted. But with the trophy and Champions League football, he deserved the season 3. He deserved more backing. Sadly, he wasn't able to get it. But by joining Forest, he's joined a club with a manager who clearly rates him very highly. Obviously, they were together at an award ceremony in Athens where Marinakis was awarding Postecoglou an award for, being the first Greek manager to win the Europa League. Postecoglou is Greek and Australian, born in Greece but raised in Australia. And he also has a much stronger squad than he has at Tottenham. Now, this misconception that he's going to sort of go gung-ho immediately is ridiculously unfounded because he's probably only had one training session with the team. And even if you consider how, efficient it was that immediately after sacking, Nuno, Ange was hired almost immediately. I still don't believe that he will have worked well enough with the team to, really put his ideas on them. But he will now have learnt, in my opinion, of what he should and shouldn't really do. And I think he's going to try his best to work really well with the squad that he has. It could very well be that, with a trip back to North London, albeit the red half, this could very well be a free hit for him. So he probably won't have any expectations from this game. And so he will expect his players to, try and play the way they feel comfortable playing, but maybe add in a few suggestions. And we could see a different Ange team. I definitely don't think it's going to be the same gung-ho team that Spurs were. And of course, let's not forget that in his first game against us as Tottenham boss, he drew 2-2. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Ange will do. And I do believe that they've made a good choice in hiring him because he's a winner. He knows how to win. And he's going to enjoy working with the squad. And I think the purchases they've made, the likes of McAtee, Hutchinson, Kalimuendo, and the acquisition of Zinchenko on loan from Arsenal, who, of course, will not be eligible to play this game. I think there have been moves behind the scenes to sort of evolve the team to start the process of making it an Ange team. And clearly the owner has his sights on winning the Europa League this season, or at least maybe winning a cup or two, and just, continuing that rise. And that ambition is always admirable. But I think he will get that backing. And listen, Flair, we could talk about this all day, but I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Let's just agree to disagree and move on, shall we? The good thing about this international break is that we haven't had any people getting injured. But the worst part is there has been talk about Arteta possibly rushing back Saliba and Saka a little bit too early for this. I do not want to see that happening. I would like to see Mosquera come into the team in place of Saliba, and maybe Ethan Nwaneri play on the right with Madueke on the left. Use a 4-2-3-1 with Rice and Zubimendi in the double pivot, and Gyökeres up front. But Forest is still going to maintain that defensive shape, and I do not see Ange trying to compromise too much from that. But maybe he could possibly switch things up a little bit. And so it could very well be that there will be a bounce, but I don't see it as big a bounce as to, win. And as I said, it will be a free hit. So Arsenal should win, and I'm going for a 2-1 win because I think there is still something about this Arsenal team that just isn't quite able to, fire on all cylinders. Beating Leeds team 5-0 is expected to, be struggling to avoid relegation is not really a benchmark. And Forest have shown that they're no mugs either. So 2-1 to the Arsenal.
Okay, 2-1 to Arsenal. Speaking of injuries, I've just seen Ola Aina will be out for this game.
I see.
So yeah. Signing Zinchenko proves they will fall. He shouldn't have gone to Saudi this time in the Premier League. He's up, he cannot defend. Fair enough, yeah. Kyle or rest, do you guys want to have any say on Ange or this game?
Yeah, I think Arsenal will win this game because the main reason is because, of course, they're playing at home. But Forest's result against West Ham was catastrophic. Nobody saw that coming. 3-0 defeat to struggling West Ham, and I think an away game at Arsenal will come too soon, even with the new manager bounce. I do think Forest will put up a good fight, but I would go along with the previous prediction there. I think Arsenal will win 2-1 or 3-1. I think Arsenal will have too much for them. But yeah, it's a difficult fixture as a new manager to come into and get a result. Not the easiest of starts for a new coach. So if it was at home, then maybe give Forest more of a chance. But at the Emirates, I think that Arsenal, who have not been convincing themselves really, they were very, very poor at Old Trafford and got the win because of Bayindir, another mistake from a United goalkeeper. And United don't know how United didn't score in that match. Of course, they thrashed Leeds at home, but as you said, Leeds are going to be relegation fodder this season, and Arsenal weren't very good against Liverpool at Anfield. I found a lot of complaints from the Arsenal fans about the very defensive approach on the lineup on that day. Felt that Arteta wasn't being bold enough. But I still think Arsenal at home to Forest will have too much for them. So I'll say 3-1 to Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal, fair enough. I'm gonna go 4-0 Arsenal. I think, and we'll see if it turns out to be a good signing or not. For us, but I think, like you mentioned there, I think this has just come a bit too soon for him. If he maybe had, if it was beginning of the international break, I probably would have given him more chance. Um. So yeah. But rest your prediction for this one. Doesn't seem
Yeah,
like it's there.
Bogler's back, so let me have Mr. B. Welcome, Mr. B.
There we are, lads.
Yeah.
How you doing? Yeah.
Good to see it's good to see Postecoglou back.
Yeah,
Always
but
remember
yeah.
the might, yeah. Let's see, mate. But no, look on the real side, I don't want to see. Well, I know it's gonna happen, but Arsenal fans will bring that the fat chant, which I think. Listen, there's banter, but that for me, that's over the line for me. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
It is.
But
They're
I
just
think
jealous anyway. They're jealous.
I think if the venue was the other way around, I would have backed Forest to win this. But it's at Emirates. Arsenal are good at Emirates, and yeah. But I think it'll be a tight game, 2-1. But I do think Forest will get the first goal, but then obviously the high line will just give Arsenal an opportunity to kill it. So yeah, I think Arsenal win.
Well, why is everyone assuming that there'll be a high line? I mean, look, it's just his first game. He's not gonna. I don't think he's going to use the high line. I mean, it's not going to do that. And Mr. B, I was talking about the stream we did. Now we're coming to you.
Yeah,
What's your prediction? Still against Forest?
I mean, I thought there could be like a new manager bounce here, but I'm not so sure. I mean, he's only been in the job, 2 or 3 days now, isn't it? If that. It's not a long time to get it together, is it? This team together. And they've got to get used to him as well as him getting used to them at the same time. And a new way of playing, which he won't play the same as Nuno, will he? So, I think it'd be too much for this one. I think Arsenal should win it. I'm not going to go by a big margin. I think maybe I'm going to go 3-1. Arsenal.
3-1. Fair enough. So yeah, Chessman said 3-1 Arsenal. Flair said 4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Arsenal don't win this, I don't know.
Can you put my comment as well? Put this one
Spreading false information.
Yeah, what about 304 in the cricket, Hanno? You got to get 305 to win. Oh dear.
That's easy stuff. Easy stuff for us. Come on, now. World champion. Brentford. I don't know if Brentford are.
He's worried.
Brentford. Come on, Brentford.
Come on, mate.
We love Brentford. But yeah, Mikel should have been sacked at the end of last season. Well, yeah, Arteta should have been sacked a long time ago.
Yeah, ages ago.
Hey, good job, also keeping. But let's move on to South England derby, whatever you call it. Bournemouth against Brighton.
South Coast derby, yeah.
Yeah, South Coast derby. Whatever.
South England.
South England, South Coast, same thing.
The king of the South.
Yeah.
No.
So, just coming some stats into this. Bournemouth have won 4 of their first 6 Premier League matches against Brighton, but they have since lost 5 of their last 6 against the Seagulls. So recently, it's been Brighton who have dominated this fixture. Brighton have won 2 of their last 3 away league visits against Bournemouth. The Seagulls are looking for consecutive away wins at the Cherries for the first time since February 1952. Yeah, that's the important stuff. So, yeah, I was thought on this one. I think Brighton have done well in recent times away at Bournemouth. Of course, Bournemouth have beat Tottenham, beat Wolves, and Brighton, of course, beat City. So I think this will be a close one. But I'm gonna edge it to Bournemouth. I think 2-1 to Bournemouth. I'm backing the home team on this one, in tight game, especially Bournemouth coming off 2 wins in a row. And yeah, let's go to Orest. Let's go to you.
Yeah, Bournemouth, Brighton. This one's an interesting one. Flair, mate. Public transport. You shouldn't be surprised, mate, if it smells. Yeah. But anyways, Bournemouth, Brighton. I see it being a tight game, and I'm gonna go for a 2-2 here. I'm gonna go for a Desmond.
2-2.
Bournemouth have been decent. Obviously, they've lost mainly their back four, and then with Brighton, they've been good. Obviously, they've been in City.
Yeah.
AK mate, hold that mate, yeah. And then but no,
Where is he anyway? Where's
two,
AK?
two,
No.
two teams that I like. Well, no, I don't like because they didn't give us Belabor. I think Kyle can say the same thing, but don't worry. In January, he's gonna come to us. But no, yeah, 2-2 for me. I see it being a very cagey game.
2-2. Let's go to Carl. Your prediction for this one?
Yeah, Bournemouth have had this slightly better start of the season. They've got 2 wins on the board, and Brighton have only got 1 on a draw and a defeat. Bournemouth have won away at Spurs, which is very impressive given the Spurs have started the season so well. But Brighton have beaten Manchester City. Although we'll wait and see how big of a result that really is, depending on how City do in the next few weeks, because City aren't looking too good at the moment. But yeah, there are 2 teams that have solidified their place in the Premier League in recent seasons. They're finishing in the top half consistently. They both had good seasons last term. So yeah, I think it's going to be goals, and it's really hard to call. I think I'll go for the old Desmond 2-2 myself.
2-2. Fair enough. Money. Let's go to you.
Yeah, I'm actually going to agree with you, Hannah, and I'm going to go for the 2-1. You've got to back the home team here. I just think Bournemouth obviously will be on a very big high, having, stopped Thomas the Frank engine in his tracks, as it were. And a reminder to all of you Ange outers who are so happy with your proper manager, anything less than 5th is failure. Sorry. But, I'm just really impressed and quite happy with the way Bournemouth have been able to continue the excellent work they've done under Iraola so far. One would have thought that they'd struggle a little bit with the loss of 3 of their big defenders, Huijsen, Kerkez, and Zabani. But Kerkez has found life at Liverpool very difficult, which will give Bournemouth fans a lot of satisfaction. And, Bournemouth still definitely look as though they are on course to, do really well. And you've got to just give credit to the team, the manager, the entire organization, the way they've just done everything. And with Brighton, I think, they're just going to be one of those frustrating teams like Fulham who will, do really well against some of the bigger teams, but against teams they're expected to beat, they end up coming a bit of a cropper. And it has to be said that win over Manchester City was brilliant, but that City team, and I'm sure Kyle and Oris will really like me saying this, they're a decaying team under a manager who's been there for far too long. They're slowly but surely getting rid of the players who've done well for them in the past, but the manager has to go and oversee a new team from the next season onwards. And I think Brighton just overachieved. And they need to start winning away from home because we know their home record will be their saving grace. But away from home on the South Coast, I think Steve can agree with me. Beating Bournemouth on their home turf is not for everyone. And we found that out the hard way last season. So I'm with you, Hannah. I'm going for a 2-1 win to the Cherries. And I just think the Seagulls are going to choke on those cherry seeds.
Fair enough. Steve, before you go, just gonna add a new panelist. Prime, yes, Prime.
Yes, that's the Ruben Amorim's favorite.
Yeah, right.
Ruben Amorim's Defense League, yeah. Yeah.
Win 2 games in a row. Yeah.
Mr. Ruben Amorim superfan.
We can't hear you, by the way, Prime, if you are talking.
I think Prime, you're on mute. Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's not on mute.
Bring it back to back. Yeah.
Big up to you, Hardy. Mate, you support Wolverhampton this weekend, Hardy.
Yeah.
Yes, Jamie, big up yourself.
He's playing Roblox.
So, Steve, your prediction for this one? Wolves Brighton?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Desmond here. I think it could be a few goals. I just do. I mean, because Brighton are actually doing well. I mean, they lost a lot of good players themselves, and but they still keep coming back. They're still a good team, I believe, and we'll probably be up there at least again, maybe top 10 or something. Probably along with Bournemouth. But yeah, I think 2-2 here. Yeah.
Well, fair enough. Then question from yes, Prime. Can you hear us?
Prime, you there?
I think it's frozen.
No, I could hear him. I could hear him.
I
Prime,
can't
speak
hear
a bit
him.
louder.
Prime.
No, I can't hear.
He's frozen. He's frozen.
Yeah, I think it's having network. Hey, Prime, you there? I think it's having troubles. Well, Prime, when your stuff is sorted, just speak and I'll come to you.
Yeah,
Question.
can hear you.
Adib says, I can expect a very close game since both sides expected to draw.
Hardeep, why you copying me, Hardeep, man? You
Yeah,
copied
I
me.
mean, yeah. Well, I said
Yeah,
that.
can you hear now?
No?
Yes,
Okay.
bro. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Yes. What are you saying? You good?
We got Prime. Can you hear us, Prime? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
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 I'll
No.
still say something then.
Yeah, Ruben Amram got him, man.
Yeah, Ruben Amram has got him. What a shame.
We're back-to-back games.
Yeah. Maybe go out and join back in, Prime. So question from Flair. Thoughts on Clivert? Will he be at a big club in the next season?
Yeah, Brentford.
I reckon he goes to Arsenal.
Then you go to Brentford. Yeah.
I don't
think
think
if I don't know.
if he makes the Dutch squad for the World Cup and has a good tournament, then expect some big clubs to come in for him. There's no way that he can be allowed to, remain at Bournemouth, and Bournemouth also will want to cash in on him, especially if he has a good current book value and can command a big fee. But I hope we can all agree that given that he was in danger of just falling by the wayside, especially given his legendary father, the fact that he is now back playing well and really enjoying his football and proving what a fine player he is, I think that just has to be one of football's feel-good stories. So I think if he makes the World Cup and does well, yes, he will be targeted by a big club, and I think he will be snapped up because I don't think Bournemouth can keep him, especially if Bournemouth don't get European football.
I think he needs another big season, to be honest. I think a logical club for him to go to is like a Spurs or someone. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see him as a big club player. I as he could go is like a Villa or Newcastle. So yeah. Semenyo too potentially is consistently throughout the
Yeah, he's
past
good.
couple of
He's a really good player. I think.
Semenyo, yeah, is good, but I feel like it's also inconsistent.
Yeah.
In front of goal, I think he's inconsistent. So yeah.
But again, with Semenyo, like Kluivert, if he has a big season this season, he's also not going to be ignored. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no. I think both they need to have another big season. Like they had a big season last season. Match that. If they match that, then let's see. Maybe United go for Semenyo. So yeah. But let's move on from the Bournemouth game to the next one. Crystal Palace versus Sunderland. Now, this is their first meeting since February 2017 in the Premier League. And in that fixture, Sunderland won 4-0 away at Selhurst Park. and the away team has won 5 of the last 6 Premier League meetings between these two sides. In 8 games between the sides, the only home one was in August 2013, where Palace won 3-1 at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace are on the longest current unbeaten league run of any Premier League side, with 3 wins and 6 draws. Last time they win 10 top flight games unbeaten was between May and October 1990, and that was 12 games. Um, Crystal Palace have only lost just one of their last 16 Premier League matches against the newly promoted sides, winning 10 and drawing 5, losing 2-1 to Luton Town in November of 2023. Um, so, yes, and Sunderland so far this season, 2 wins and a loss. Was that loss being against Burnley, away from home, but at home, Sunderland so far unbeaten. But at Selhurst Park, what can they do? Um, let's go to Steve. You guys recently played Sunderland.
Yeah,
So to
okay. Yeah,
Keller.
thanks for reminding me of that. Yeah, Simon.
Yeah, Kelleher
tell you what,
Masterpiece.
where we could have actually won that game. So, but there we go. We still ended up losing, but never mind. No, I just think this will be a tougher one for Sunderland there because Palace going really well. Of course, there's no Eze or anything anymore for Palace. So, but they've still got decent players. They kept Gahey. Now that's brilliant to keep hold of him at the back. You know, some player Gahey was brilliant for England, of course, in them 2 games in the week, a couple of weeks. So, yeah, I think this should be a win for Palace. I just think they're going to have a bit too much for Sunderland still. But I'm going to go close. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace for this one.
Okay, 2-1 Palace. 2-0. So it's just fan 0-0. Interesting. Let's go to Kyle. Your prediction for this one?
Yeah, it's another really hard one. I say Sunderland have had a great start after being promoted back to the Premier League. They've had 2 wins and a defeat, both of those coming at home, which is worth mentioning. Crystal Palace had a brilliant away win at Aston Villa, and their other 2 games were draws. I'll go with Palace winning this one narrowly by 2-1.
Fair enough. Money.
Yeah, once again, we're seeing Sunderland being given a great deal of a bit too much credit. They never should have lost 2-0 to Burnley in the Premiership. And people are talking about how, you know, they've signed some fine players, including, of course, Arsenal's ex-captain Granit Xhaka. And I think Steve will agree that, you know, Sunderland had no business beating Brentford. And the thing about Sunderland as well is that, like several other teams, it's their home form that will probably give them a good chance of keeping them up. Away from home, I'm not too sure. And let's not forget that even without Ebery Eze, who is now at Arsenal, Crystal Palace is still going to be an exceptionally strong team. The defending FA Cup champions, let's not forget. And, of course, in their last game, they literally ripped Aston Villa a new one. A team that had been unbeaten at home at Villa Park for a year. They were made to look like absolute novices. Well, I know what Glasner has over Emery, and I just don't know. But Glasner's still doing a brilliant job, and let's also not forget that, crucially, Gahey is still very much an Eagle. So there's no way that I can look beyond a Crystal Palace win here, and I'm not going to give Sunderland any credit until they show that they can really turn it on away from home. And this game, I'm sorry to say this is going to be a game where, you know, Palace is going to be too strong. I'm sorry, Sunderland fans, but that is my opinion, to which I'm entitled. So I'm going to go for a Palace win, and I think it'll be 3-1. They can get goals from anywhere. even without Eddie Nketiah, mind you.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna go with the history between these two, and I'm gonna go with Sunderland 1.
Oh,
I'm gonna go 2-1 Sunderland. I think one of the reasons is the history, and then as well is the fact that Glasner and the whole Guay situation. I don't know if that might have upset a few cats among the pigeons. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a Sunderland 2-1 win. I think they could pull it off, but logic says Palace win. So yeah, Prime, if you dare, just say. Don't think he is.
He says one
Okay,
second.
one sec, one sec. Okay. So yeah, but I wanna have you guys' thoughts on Glasner and Palace. Do you guys think if they don't make any new signings in January or could he leave next season? Because his contract expires soon.
well, he would have gone if Gahey left, didn't he? He said he might have gone if they allowed Gahey to leave, and that was instrumental in him staying. I think it's a great thing to keep hold of him because he's a brilliant defender. He's superb. I think he's superb for England as well. In 2 games, well, mainly against Serbia, but yeah, he's quality, and they still got good players there. They still have got good players. Wharton, of course, can't forget him, and others, Mateta, Sarr, and so forth. So I think they'll always do something. I think they'll do something again this season. They'll be up there. Shame, I still think they should be in the Europa League. I really do, not the conference. But we all know what happened there, and it's not going to change, unfortunately. But I think Glasner's a great manager. I think anyone would be glad to have him. Top manager. Certainly Arsenal would love him, wouldn't they, Manny?
Absolutely. Get rid of Arteta, bring in Glasner.
Yep.
Wouldn't mind having him. And, that is a good point that Hardeep makes. If Gahey is sold in January, he could walk. But I don't see Palace selling Gahey in January. Because it often happens that if a player ends up not going in the early transfer window, any attempt to try and secure him in the second transfer window would probably end up failing anyway. But this season will be interesting, and a lot will, of course, hinge on Palace's results. They were brilliant last season in winning the FA Cup, and they should have been in the Europa League, as Steve says. But I suppose the offshoot from that is that they should consider themselves favourites to win the Conference League. But if there's no European football, then maybe Glasner could certainly leave. So there are some other factors to consider. It's not just the players. If the team isn't quite able to maintain the levels of last season, if they can't achieve any more of their targets, then maybe Glasner will feel as though his work is done and he can't really do very much more. And there should be some bigger clubs who would be delighted to go in for him. And I think Orest and Kai will agree with me that if Glasner were available, they'd snap him up in a heartbeat.
So yeah, fair enough. Prime, your prediction on this one?
On what game?
Crystal Palace, Sunderland.
2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace? Okay. Fair enough. What was your prediction for Arsenal Forest?
2-0 Arsenal, 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay, 3-2-0. Okay, fair enough. Then Everton versus Aston Villa. Manny, come to you first. Emi Martinez on deadline day. Rumors about him going to United. Stays at the club, but Villa looking all sorts of trouble. But they have made a few signings on deadline day. Um, go away to Everton.
And it's the
Everton.
signings that will save their season. Um, Look, obviously Villa are in dire straits at the moment, but I do seem to remember at a certain point in 2021, 2022, Spurs were top of the table, 3 wins out of 3 under Nuno Santo, and we were bottom of the table, having lost our first 3 games. Then all of a sudden, the script gets flipped. Santo gets sacked with Spurs in trouble. We rocket up the table. We should get top 4, but then Spurs under Antonio Conte pip us to the post. Back to Villa. Obviously, the issues with PSR and the uncertainty over the futures of many of their players and what would happen, it didn't do them any favors. And losing Jacob Ramsey was a bit of a blow. But again, the thing about Aston Villa is that they've had a knack of being able to sign some brilliant players. They signed some good ones in the January window. Axel Disasi not necessarily being one of them. Sorry, Hanno. But this time around, some good players. Sancho, Hanno, Prime, Kyle, you can say whatever you want about him. Obviously, there might be some issues with him, but there is a talent in him. Harvey Elliott from Liverpool. Aston Villa should be able to find a way to recover. And I am glad that Martinez is staying. He has to stay till the end of the season, prove a few points. And once he redeems his reputation, which has taken a bit of a battering, then he can leave. And going to Everton won't be easy. Everton have been powered by Jackie Grealish, and they've had a good season so far.
Yeah.
This is a game which I can perhaps see Aston Villa somehow winning, because there's no way that you sign the players that you've signed at Villa and not have them starting. And I think Harvey Elliott will slot into that team almost seamlessly. There will be some bigger roles for the likes of, Daniel Marlon and others to play. They've got a new striker, Guessond, as well. And they have signed another defender, I think. This could be a very tight game, which could go one way or the other. It could even end up in the draw. I still think that Aston Villa might just nick this because they also have a good recent record against Everton. I don't even remember the last time they lost against Everton. And even in this corresponding fixture, I think Villa have always had the upper hand. So 2-1 to the Villains.
On that, last time Everton beat Villa was at March 2016. 3-1 win at Villa Park.
That long ago.
Since then, 3 draws and 9 wins for Aston Villa. So yeah, it's hard not to back Aston Villa, but I reckon I just think the crowd, the new stadium, and all. I think Everton should do it. I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton.
Maybe Grealish to score the winner.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, Carl, your thoughts, prediction on this one?
Yeah, I'm going to be boring and go with the form book. Everton have started the season very well. They've got 2 wins so far. And Aston Villa are near the bottom of the table, winless. But I have to say, I wasn't aware that Everton's record against Villa in the last decade is that poor. But I'm going to back them to break that hoodoo and win another one of those games at their home stadium. Jimmy Garner's playing well as well, in addition to Jack Grealish. The Moisey return is gone very well so far, and Aston Villa, Sancho, very talented player, but we haven't seen much of that talent in the last 4 years, so I wouldn't get my hopes up there, Villa fans. He probably play well in patches, like he did at Chelsea, but I don't think we'll see anything spectacular from him over the course of the season. Lindelof, if he plays, that's a huge advantage to Everton. I think Oris will agree with me. He's not a top defender,
Yeah,
I think Harvey Elliott's a very good signing. I think he'll do well
there
for
he is.
Villa.
Mm.
But I think Everton will win this one 3-2.
3 to Everton.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Mr. B?
Yeah, I just think I'm going to go with. Is it Kyle name? Yeah, Kyle.
Yes.
I think Everton will win. And you said they'd win Hano as well, didn't you? Yeah.
Mm.
I just think they will because the form is going brilliant. I mean, Villa, they got to integrate all these new players they just suddenly signed. It's got to hit the ground running, and Everton have had longer with these new players such as Grealish and all that. Have had longer with them there, So I just think Villa might still just struggle again. And I'm actually going to go 2-0 Everton for this one.
2-0. Wow.
Mm. And they're at their new
Wow.
ground and they're playing well there. It's all going well,
Mm.
for them. So,
Mm.
the form's brilliant for them. So, yeah, 2-0 Everton.
Yeah. Prime, your prediction on this one?
Everton Villa.
Yes. Yeah, Everton versus Aston
1-0
Villa.
Everton.
1-0 Everton. Ooh. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, then the next game, maybe a dead rubber. Fulham
Mm.
versus Leeds. Um, yeah. Any hope for Leeds in this one?
No.
By silence of it, I take it as a
Mm.
no. So I don't actually know the last time Leeds actually beat Fulham, but Fulham haven't started off well this season.
No,
But
they haven't.
I'm still gonna back them. I will say 2-0 Fulham. What do
Mm.
you guys think?
2-0 Fulham. Easy.
Mm. I'm, I'm going
Let's
to go
go.
3-1. I'm going 3-1 for them.
Okay, cool. Kyle.
Yeah, despite the fact that Fulham are winless and near the bottom of the table, I do think they would beat Leeds at home. Leeds got a win, I think, via a controversial penalty
Yeah,
on their
it's
opening game.
Everton.
Yeah,
Mm.
uh, but they were absolutely smashed against Arsenal. They have not
Yeah.
impressed me so far. I think Fulham played really well in the second half against United, and I'll fully back them here to get their first win of the season. I'll go 2-0 to Fulham.
2-0 Fulham. Fair enough. Prime.
Uh,
You cut out there. Can't hear you. I don't know if it's me. Add you back. Let you know. Try again.
did you not hear
Yeah,
me? Did you not
yeah,
hear me?
yeah. Can hear you.
I
Yeah,
said one
can
0
hear you now. 1-0.
Yeah,
Fulham. Yeah.
Fulham. Yeah.
Okay. 1-0 Fulham. Fair enough. Fair enough. 2-0 Fulham. Yeah. Okay. Now this should be an interesting one.
Mm.
Um, Newcastle United
Mm.
against Wolves.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Wissa,
He's not playing.
the striker,
Okay.
not playing. He's out injured.
What's his
Um,
name?
Strad Larson was linked to Newcastle,
Mm.
but stayed at Wolves.
Mm.
Um, Wolves look horrendous, to say the least.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
is there any hope of a draw or something?
No, no.
No
No.
hope. Prediction then, Carl?
Yeah, I think Newcastle will get their first win of the season here, and I'll go 4-0 to the Toon Army.
4-0.
I think Wolves are going to go down this season.
Yeah, most likely. I'm going to go 3-0 Newcastle.
I'm going 3-0 as well. I'm saying 3-0. And I'm glad this is out because you know what they say about karma. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, eh? What a shame.
Money?
3-1 Newcastle. And the new striker's name is Voltamada. I think he might score the third.
Still don't know him, but never heard of him.
Fair enough.
He plays for
Leeds
Germany,
lost
didn't
one.
he? He come on for
Fulham
Germany the other day. Played for Germany, didn't he? I mean,
Yep.
Did he come on?
Yeah, played for Germany. Oh, Steve, congrats with the win on the cricket, mate.
Yeah. Because it certainly we've got 4 wickets now, hasn't it? Or something?
Yeah, 4 wickets now.
Yeah.
Leeds' last win against Fulham was back in May 2021, beating the Cottagers 2-1 away from home under Bielsa. Fair enough.
Yeah.
3-0 Newcastle. 3-0 Newcastle, fair enough. And then West Ham versus Spurs. A rivalry that seemed very spicy. But Kudus moved to Spurs over the summer transfer window.
Yeah.
Kudus versus his old team. New manager for Spurs. I think 1 or 2 more players for West Ham. I think they signed. Let's predictions for this one. Manny, let's start off here.
I'm going to sort of go against the form book and go for a Desmond here, 2-2. I think, it's funny that the West Ham Forest game was the one which saw Nuno end up getting sacked. It's amazing. I mean, with 10 minutes to go, it was goalless, and then all of a sudden an almighty collapse. I told myself there was very little chance of Nuno surviving that, and it proved. And there's a big part of me that thinks that when you have a great result like that, it can't not give you some confidence. And Spurs are also coming into this game on the back of a very poor home loss to the Cherries. So there's a big part of me that thinks that this could very well end up being a very tight game. And obviously there is no love lost between both teams, be it because of the Kudus issue or otherwise. But West Ham will be determined now to sort of kickstart their season. I think the game at Forest will be, that game which gets them into overdrive. I don't see them winning. I think Spurs will have a lot, going for them. But West Ham do have the fight. They have the heart. And as long as they've got Jared Bowen, great super smashing, as Steve will agree, anything is possible. So Desmond over at the Olympic Stadium, the London Stadium, or whatever you call it.
Fair enough. Mike Jack would definitely have to agree about Wolves' assessment this season. The squad looks so depleted and disjointed. See Vitor Pereira being actually in the midpoint of the season. Well, to be honest, I can't even say that it's his fault.
No.
For one Newcastle players. Well, I'm gonna go for a draw as well. I think 1-1 in this one. 1-1 draw for me. Steve, and then Carl.
Yeah, I think easier. I think their ground, the atmosphere is so bad. It's not nowhere near the ground, and they don't play. They can't play at home well, West Ham. If they were still back at their old ground, like the Bowling or Upton Park or whatever, they'd be superb. But I still don't think they play well at home. And Potter's got one great result, that 3-0, that nobody expected, let's be honest, because everyone thought Forest would annihilate and destroy them, And, and amazingly, somehow they won. But I just don't. I think Spurs will still have too much here, and I mean, they can't play at home, West Ham, and Spurs, I think, have got to come back from that, poor defeat against Bournemouth because they were outplayed and didn't do well at home. And surely Thomas Frank will get it right for this and take Spurs away. I'm going for a 2-0 Spurs.
2-0 Spurs, fair enough. Jack. Oh, sorry, not Jack. Carl. Or Matt, sorry. What's this?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. West Ham were absolutely shocking against Chelsea and really bad result against Sunderland as well. But obviously they bounced back against Forest. But I'm not totally convinced that just wasn't a freak result for Graham Potter and West Ham. I was starting to fear for Graham Potter after the first 2 games, and obviously got eliminated from the cup as well. I was thinking another defeat here and he could be out, but really surprise win away to Forest and convincing as well. But I'm not convinced that this is a turning point for West Ham. I think that Tottenham will bounce back from their defeat against Bournemouth and get back to winning ways and win this one. I think Tottenham will win 2-1 at the London Stadium.
2-1 Tottenham.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hardeep says 3-1 Spurs. 3-1 Spurs. Fair enough. And then Mr. B. London Derby.
Here we go.
For us.
Yeah.
The Bees against the world champions. Home team, Mr. B. You can go first.
Yeah, well, we obviously spoke about this earlier, Hanno, on the preview stream that I've done, and I thought it's going to be a bit of a test for us, of course. Chelsea, we know you won the Club World Championships and all that, and you won the conference and all that, so conference cup thing. So yeah, I'm under no illusions that it's going to be a really tough game for us, but we are at home. I think we still got a bit more to give. We're not relegation fodder like some people seem to think we are. That is no way relegation team. No way. But I think we're going to give you a tough game because you have had it tough when you come to us. You know you do. So it's never straightforward for you lot, is it, when you come here? So I still think we can get a point and a 1-1 at home here. I think, that we didn't get against Sunderland, we should have had at least a point there if we didn't win it. So, yeah, I think we can get a 1-1 in this one.
1-0 draw. Yeah, like you mentioned, we don't draw well at the G-Tech, but I think you guys having a few people out in terms of what do you call it? Few people missing from last season, like Impuemo.
We know that they've gone. We know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I can be reminded. But at the end of the day, we've got to move on, Hanno, and we are moving on. We got new players in. We're forgetting about those two, although they were fantastic. And I never forget Bramo. I forget Rissa because I can't stand the guy now. I think it's totally disrespectful of our club and what he done. So I don't give a shit about him anymore. And I do miss Norgard as well, of course. But at the end of the day, we move on. We got to move on. We got a new manager. We got a new team. Let's prove that we're still a good team and we can stay up. We're not relegation fodder, and I don't think we are. I think we could at least get 12th or 14th, maybe 15th this season. We're not going to be right down there,
Yeah, no. Let's see. Maybe. I doubt it will be right down there, but I think it will be maybe in the fight for it. But as a prediction, I think we should have enough. I think João Pedro will probably be our striker. I'm hoping Cucurella doesn't start because he played 2 games for Spain. Same with Reece James, played 2 games for England. So Mumping they both rested. Of course, we've got big match against Bayern away. So I hope we rest some of our key players for that. And yeah, going with a 2-1 to Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea. Manny, Kyle.
Let Carl go first.
It's unfortunately it's difficult to look past a Chelsea win in this game. Just looking at the form and the players that both teams have available.
Thanks, Hardy.
I'd love to be wrong. Uh, Big Irish connection with Brentford, of course. That with the manager and the goalkeeper and the Nathan Collins, of course, as well. So I'd love
Yeah,
to see
great.
Brentford spring a surprise here, but I think Chelsea will win 2-0. Yeah, because they've had a great start of the season and they've got so many top players. So yeah, I think
Mm,
Chelsea win 2-0. Unfortunately.
2-0. Oh, fair enough. Keep a clean sheet. I'm happy with that. Manny.
I'll go for a Desmond. Home comforts for Brentford, obviously, and Chelsea obviously going to try and huff and puff and try and exert their superiority, but there are always going to be a few chinks in the armor, and it will be interesting, of course, Hannah, to see what sort of team Maresca will put out. Obviously, it'll probably be a very strong team, but we'll find out exactly on the day who will end up starting. But I think Brentford are really proving themselves more than up for the fight, and I am going for a draw. And not just because Steve happens to be a good mate of mine.
Yeah. I know that, Manny, but I mean, I'd like to see 4 goals. That would be entertaining, wouldn't it? That would be entertaining. So,
yeah.
But
would you not be entertained?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As somebody
Steve,
famously
question
said,
for you.
yeah.
Question for you.
Yeah,
Who would you
that's a tough
dislike
one,
more?
Hardy. That's really tough for me to say that because I hate them both equally. So for different reasons, I don't know. It's tough, really. I can't say. I'm on the fence with this one. I hate them both. So that's all I
Jeez,
can
fair
say.
enough. Then we'll quickly just give score prediction because getting dead rubber almost. Burnley, Liverpool. I'll go 2-0 Liverpool. 2-0.
3-1 Liverpool. I think Burnley are just a little bit too defensively weak, and Martin Dubravka is probably one of their best players so far, but I can't see him keeping a clean sheet against Liverpool and their strike force.
3-0 Liverpool. Right.
3-0. Kyle.
I hate myself for saying this, but I think it'll be 4-1 to Liverpool. I think their firepower is just the best in the league, and they'll probably win the league. And Burnley will struggle to stay up. So, based on what I've seen so far, Liverpool are the type of team that will probably leak a few goals, but then they'll probably outscore most teams most weeks. So, yeah, I think Liverpool. I don't know if Isak is going to start or not, but I don't think it matters. I think Akatike started off so well, and Mo Salah in the side, of course, too, and Florian Wirtz. Yeah, I just think Liverpool will be far too strong for Burnley. Yeah, 4-1 I'm going for.
4-1. 2-0 Liverpool. Fair enough. And then the game of the weekend, almost anticipated game of the weekend. Carl, you travel away to the noisy neighbours. Famous win last season. Famous victory. Amad Diallo with the winner. Oh, no, sorry, Bruno with the winner, I think it was.
No, Ahmad.
Um,
Bruno got the equaliser. Yeah.
okay, yeah, Ahmad. Um, yeah. Before I get into this game, I'll let you talk about it. Question: Amran out or Amran in? Where are you, Amran?
I've got to say that I'm leaning towards I'm not calling for him to leave, but I'm becoming more unconvinced by him. But I'm willing to give it this cluster of games, before the next international break. I'm willing to see how that goes first. I think it was a welcome win against Burnley with that last minute penalty, because he really needed that result. Because we played well against Arsenal and came away with nothing. Then we had a very mixed bag against Fulham and didn't get the result there either. And needed to win against Burnley and eventually got it. But this game is huge, and we've got Chelsea in the next one. So there's no point in coming away saying we played well, we created chances. Amram needs wins, and he needs them now, and he can't afford to lose both these games against the big four teams. So, yeah, I'm on the fence, but I'm leaning towards him not being the man.
Fair enough. But now, thoughts this game? Can he do? Can he win again away at the Etihad? I don't know
Yes,
what your injury situation is and stuff, but yeah, tell us your
uh,
thoughts.
definitely one of those games that's really hard to predict. Man City are coming off the back of back-to-back defeats in the Premier League. Doesn't happen too often. Um, they're not the team that they were a year and a half ago. Rodri's back, but he's going to take him a while to get back to full fitness. He was in the team against Brighton and he still lost. So um, it's amazing what a drop off it's been for City just by losing one player. Um, Obviously, more players have left this summer, like De Bruyne being the main one, and they've brought in new players, but they're not of the same standard, I don't think. Ryan Cherky is injured. Um, Rinders did well against Wolves, but he's not the same league as De Bruyne. They've signed two goalkeepers in this window. Trafford made a huge error against Spurs. Is he going to continue in this game, or is Donnarumma going to come straight into the lineup? That's a big question mark there. Donnarumma apparently isn't that great when it comes to corners and crosses, which is interesting. Um, Amram has already said that Bayendier is going to start in goal, which is a huge worry for all United fans. He's, I can understand that one, but not wanting to put the new kid in such a big game. But I would have went for Tom Heaton if you're looking for experience, because Bayendier been good with his distribution so far, but he's got a clanger in him, and and at least half the game that he's played for United, he's made a clanger, maybe more. So that's a worry. He's liable to give City at least one goal. But United have a really good record at the Etihad. I think United tend to beat City more often away from home than they do at Old Trafford. Um, so I wouldn't be surprised if United win this one and inflict a third straight defeat on Guardiola. If I suppose if it was a neutral, I'd probably say it'll be a draw. But as a United fan, I'm going to be positive and say United will win 3-2. But I think there's going to be lots of goals, lots of mistakes, and yeah, I think it's going to be a really entertaining match. So I'll go for United to win 3-2.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, if City lose this game, that's three losses in a row, and the next game is Arsenal. I believe Arsenal away,
Yeah.
which doesn't get any easier.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
so City needs to start winning games. That's the end of it. Like point end. Do they win this game? For me, I I don't see United being beating the thing. I don't see a world where United beat City. Like I know it can happen, but I don't see a world because I can't think you go from getting a last minute penalty against Burnley to beating Manchester City at the Etihad. I know it's a derby, form goes out the window and stuff, but I just don't see Amaron. I think United can, but Amaron is the big thing for me. I don't know if Amaron will have the right tactics and stuff and to do that. So yeah, like the team selection is everything. Because I think if he plays Bruno in the 10, even with City's weak midfield, Bruno in the 8, Bruno in the 8, ahead of a Maino or someone like that, it's criminal, to say the least. And are they if we are to win at the end, we have to put Bruno at 10, not sure on in the midfield. Defensively or strong. Man of Park, we need balance and technicality. Maino is key.
I
No,
I
I just want to ask you a question before. If Maino does start, do you drop either Cunha or Embuemo for Bruno? Or if Bruno can't play, if Bruno doesn't start in A, do you just leave him out? Or do
now
you drop one of the attackers?
Kuna and Mason Mount are doubts for this game because they went off injured in the previous match.
Okay.
So I'd fully expect Menu to start in midfield alongside Casemiro and Bruno to play as one of the tens
Yeah,
alongside
I
Mbeumo.
forgot Cunha's injured as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that United won the game in the last minute with a penalty against Burnley, but to be honest, United should have had that game wrapped up at half time. They had numerous chances and didn't take them. And the Burnley goals came from mistakes, one of them being by Ndiaye making another error. So it looks like a close game, on paper, but it wasn't. United dominated most of that match. So um, yeah, we just we just have a knack of getting results against City when nobody expects us to.
Mm,
Yes, the odd time we do get hammered by City, but the at least half the time United do win these games. Nobody
yeah.
expected us to win at the Etihad last season. Nobody expected us to win the FA Cup final last year against them. We did. So I think it still suits United, to play a low block and play on the counter attack, and that seems to be City's kryptonite. When teams do that to them, and yeah, that's how we've got results against the City, be it under Solskjaer or Amorim, or Ten Hag. It's all been down to playing that low block and playing on the counter attack, and I think we'll probably see that again from United. Yeah, I think Mbeumo's the key man here. He started off really well at United, and if he's got his shooting boots on, I think we can win this game. Um,
Mm,
yeah, I'm not been convinced by City at all this season so
mm,
far. I don't think they'll even be in the title race. I think it's definitely
no.
between Liverpool and Arsenal.
Well, if you beat them, yeah, well, then it's certainly an uphill battle.
Mm.
I'm thinking now. So it's probably gonna be Ahmed, Embuemo, Sesko then probably, and Maino in the midfield, Bruno in midfield with Casemiro. So
Yeah,
unless Ahmed is wing back.
Ahmad, yeah, he's played wing back mostly this season, but I suppose it depends on how bold he's going to be. Is he going to go with Ahmad as a wing back or just play Dallo and be more defensive? Um, I don't know. That's he's got, even though there's two potential injuries with Kuna and Mason Mount, who both started every game so far in the league. He still has a lot of options there in forward areas, so be interesting to see who he goes for. But yeah, I would agree with you. I think Bruno's best at number 10.
Hmm.
I'm back.
Let's.
Look, he's back in time now. At least,
It's
huh?
back in
Oh
time.
my days!
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm back.
I'm on the French league. Yeah, talk to us.
Sorry, no, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm talking about how Brentford's going to demolish Chelsea tomorrow night, mate. Yeah.
We already talked about that. Easy
Yeah,
one
thanks,
for the
Gary.
show.
Can I
Right.
can I can I just quickly do score prediction for the games that I've missed? So I'll just do a score
Yeah.
prediction. So what games did I miss,
Yeah.
Hannah? Do you have it on your phone?
Did you say Crystal Palace Sunderland? Did they give you
Oh
a
no,
prediction?
I'm gonna say 1-1, 1-1 for that game.
Is it the West
Okay.
Ham one as well? West Ham you missed, didn't you?
Yeah, I missed West.
Everton Villa.
Down Villa.
Oh, Everton Villa, Manny's team. No, I'm joking. Everton Villa. I'm gonna say 2-1 Everton. Is that Everton, right? Yeah, 2-1 Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1 Everton.
Fulham Leeds.
That we don't mention that second team, man. That team is banned on the channel.
Daniel Fucker.
Leeds. Nah, Fulham. Ooh, Fulham Leeds. Nah, Fulham win this. 3-1. 3-1 Fulham.
Okay. Newcastle Wolves.
Newcastle Wolves. Oh, sorry, Jack, mate, but I'm gonna go 2-0 Newcastle.
Yeah, I went with that.
Yeah.
West Ham Tottenham.
Ooh, Kudus to get booed. Ooh, yeah, you know what? The thing is, West Ham have apparently they've got a good record at West Ham when they play Tottenham. So, but
Yeah. Last
they've got
10 games, Tottenham haven't won at the London Stadium.
what the last 10 games Tottenham have not won. What?
Tottenham has not won at the London Stadium. At the London.
Days, wow.
They've got a proper manager now, though. A decent manager.
Yeah, they've got a better manager now. So
yeah.
Frankie.
Yeah.
You know what? Something tells me that it's going to be 1-1, but I'm going to edge Spurs to win this 2-1. 2-1 Tottenham.
2-1 Tottenham. Okay.
Remember main event, 8 p.m. Main event.
Yeah.
Brentford Chelsea. Look, I don't know. What's the stats saying? How's Chelsea record at the little
So
how's
last 8 games, 1 away win for Chelsea.
Fucking stadium, mate.
0 draw, 0 wins for Brentford at at the G-Tech against us, but draws.
Okay.
Last 2 games at the G-Tech, 0-0 and 2-2.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna say, I wanna make Mr. B happy.
Just say 3-1 Brentford and get over with.
2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh,
hey.
go back to old Shitford, mate.
Burnley, Liverpool.
Yeah, 3-0 Liverpool.
Then this game.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Manchester Derby. Look.
Oh, City.
This is an important game. Me and Carl are hoping that we win this match because looking at the injuries, they have no Marmoush, they have no Ryan Cherky. Oh, I want to kill Manchester United. Well, mate, yeah, you're gonna kill your leg, mate. Yeah, your leg's killed.
Well, Haaland.
They've got Haaland. Apparently, Foden's not. Apparently, Foden's not fit. So let's see. Yeah, Hardy, you've got the kids, right? You're one of them, Hardy. But look, you got.
You love Wolves, Hardy.
Oh yeah, Dalot's a doubt. Well, that's good news, right? So Dalot being a doubt, that's good news for United.
Hardy, you're not even a United fan. You support Wolves, mate. You support Wolves.
But listen, this with United, we've got no Mount, no Cunha, no Dalot. Listen, right? This only mean one thing for Ruben Amorim. He's gonna start Ugarte Casemiro, which I do not want to see.
No.
I do not want to see that. I want to see Mainu and Casemiro. For me, listen, if we want to win this game, right, our front three, in my opinion, has to be Bruno and Burmo and Sesko. And then in the 2 midfielders, Mainu and Casemiro. Just keep it simple, Ruben, yeah?
So Dalot Ahmad.
Have Lemons in goal.
Ahmad right wing back. I'll still put him at right wing back for me.
What about Lemons? Have Lemons in there?
No. He's confirmed that by in the starting. So I don't know, man. For me, listen, this is the thing, right? I wonder if United would have signed Emi Martinez, he would have come straight into this game. But then with Lemons, I think we're just easing him in. So yeah, and then I expect our back three to be Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Lenny Euro. So yeah, I we should go. We should. The aim is to win this because this is a good time to play City. They're not in good form. They've lost to Brighton. They lost to Spurs, and who was their first? Oh yeah, they won their first game. So yeah. So and correct me, have City ever lost three in a row? I'm not sure. So under Pep. So
Probably
listen,
not.
we've got Ruben Amorim. This is your chance to win back to back. And if you do win, Latimus, please next time show your face, and then you can prove you wrong. But
Oh
no,
yeah, it could be back to back ones.
Yeah.
yeah,
well, I think that automatically means Man City are gonna win.
Mm.
but no. Listen, for me, I think I think
Wait, what?
options will be limited. We should keep Ahmad as what? How deep, mate? Stick to Wolves, mate. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
relegation battle.
Yeah, your
I'm
team's
mad on the
Wolves,
Ahmad
bench
mate.
for the
on the
bunch of derby,
bench.
mate.
It's
Nah,
Wolves.
man.
You
But
love Wolves. I know
wait, Carl, what score did you predict for this one? Because I'm still not sure what to say. Predict.
Yeah, I think United will win 3-2. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. There's going to be
Ooh.
goalkeeping errors. There's going to be mistakes all over the place. And yeah, both teams are a bit unconvincing. So yeah, I think it's going to be a goal fest, and I think United will come out on top. I would automatically City start 1-0 up with Bayern in goal.
Oh,
So we're going to have to score a few to win this game.
fucking Biden, man. Oh my.
that. Where's
Yeah, you know what?
Banana? Is he
I'm
still
saying
there? Banana.
He's gone to Turkey now.
he's gone to
Oh, is he?
Trabzonspor, mate. Yeah, back to Turkey, mate.
Yeah.
He's their highest earner. Apparently, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But Turkey, man, they've got money, man. But apparently, he's on 300 grand a week.
300 quid. Yeah, I know
Sorry, no, not 300 quid. 300 grand. 300 grand at the Turkish league. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But he has been underwhelming. Ahmad. No, he has, but like again, he's playing right
Yeah,
wing back
but
for crying out
it's
loud.
Ahmad Otalo. Like,
No, but Dalot's out, so he won't be he won't be he won't be in the squad for this. But
it's one
I'm,
game week, so you should.
I don't know why 2-2 is in my head. I hope it's not. I really want to win this game. I'm going to say 2-1 United. I think Mbeumo scores. I can see Mbeumo scoring. Plus, they're gonna start Donnarumma, so let's see how he does. That's one keeper that I never wanted in United, by the way. Let me just say this for now, because for me, I'm all in for younger prospect and high future rather than Donnarumma, who's already in his 30s.
Still a
Yes,
top keeper,
he's a top keeper, but I rather want. I know it's crazy, but I rather want.
Bro, Donnarumma is 26.
26.
Yeah.
Ay, Flair, mate. Flair, don't click me
Yeah,
up, man.
you know a lot, didn't you,
I
Horace?
thought
You
he
know
was
so
30,
much,
man.
mate.
Oh, my
Yeah.
days.
Bro,
26.
he's 26.
Right. Because I saw his,
You're aging him, man.
I saw his head in that training today. I thought he was mid-30s. Wow. Okay, then.
Nah,
Are you gonna say he looks older or something?
Oh, my God. I'm getting clipped up now.
yeah.
Donnarumma's 20. Donnarumma's
Telling it.
6, but yeah. But no, I don't know if have you guys seen the mistakes that Donnarumma's made? I think it's a bit dodgy, man.
I think the thing is, he doesn't have a lot of mistakes in him. I think it's mostly down to his left.
Was
Down
it that
to
Arsenal game?
or when he
Wasn't-
has to like close range shots. When it's close range and he has to dive quickly.
Yeah, it's great against Arsenal, though. You see them saves he made there. It's Arsenal.
Yeah. So he's
Superb.
he's up there as one of the best keepers in the world. So
Oh, Flag, go away, man. Go getting clipped, mate. Yeah, that's fine. And anything for the content. But yeah, Donnarumma's 26. My bad, but like, yeah. I rather Lemans. I'm not saying Lemans is a better keeper, but I rather him. But this Sunday, midfield will be key because it'll be Reinders versus Casemiro, which yeah, Casemiro, which we know he's passing now. His legs are gone, but Casemiro, mate, I just need one more of your prime days at Real Madrid, mate. Yeah. We need our defense to be organized. Just don't concede in the first 10 minutes, yeah, please, because I don't want to be seeing Haaland winking at the camera or going up to the camera. Just keep focused. Just go for the win because we beat them last season at the Etihad, yeah, and right comfortably as well. That was the most comfortable United side I've ever seen. So why can't we do the same thing this weekend? My final score prediction: 2-1 United. I think we'll win this. I really do.
Fair enough. I'm going 2-1 City.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Go on, City.
2-1 City.
I forgot
Is-
up the City. I forgot about that.
Up the City.
Hopefully Mateus Nunes is playing. Hopefully Mateus Nunes is playing. He's a clown. He's always liable to give away a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. The right back of City is
No,
a
he's
big
not fit
guy.
as well. I just realized.
City.
All right.
Well, hopefully you lot play Dallo, man. That guy always
No,
is.
and I already told you that looks injured. He can't make it for this Sunday.
You know Amron. Hey, Amron will find a way to play him.
Also, it was said by that I
Wait,
remember Watkins over Sesko. He needs service on Sunday, and he will be scapegoated like Hoyland. I mean, Hoyland was never scapegoated. Let me just show you this. How deep
he just weren't good enough.
Yes.
Yeah, Hoyland is just rubbish. So.
Yeah.
Listen, don't worry, Hannah, mate. I'm expecting. Listen, Viva Ganacho, mate, from you. Guys, remember?
Hey, next week.
Mr.
Next
B,
weekend.
Mr. B, remember I told you in 2 months' time, Hannah's taking up his top. He's throwing up in the air, singing Viva Ganacho, mate. Yeah.
Hey, or else next week, yeah, Ganacho winner. Ganacho winner next week.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
This
no,
doing a see at Old Trafford, we will be there.
Every touch on the ball, he's getting booed. Ganacho's getting booed, mate. Yeah.
Hey, he's gonna get booed while doing the Sue, and he's supposed to win in time.
Oh well, he won't score against us anyway. That don't matter.
Yeah, you guys, we'll leave you guys. Joe Pedro will sort you guys out.
Nah, be the first team he won't score against.
They got Damsgaard, mate. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, second team maybe.
Oh, Damsgaard, hey.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's better than Norgard, so.
We got the best Mikel in the country.
Christian Norgard.
Mikel Damsgaard.
And you've got the best guard also. He's better than Odegaard, better than Norgard.
Surely it can't go on like this. It can.
Yeah. But Manny, Steve, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, go on, man.
Steve, you can go first. I'll come in at the end.
Okay, mate. All right, cool. Right, I think both teams are in a mess. To be honest, I still think United look really poor because I mean I don't know how Burnley didn't get something against them. To be quite honest, and of course knocked out by Grimsby in the cup. Up the Mariners. By the way, but yeah, but no, no, but that was unfortunate, but great from Grimsby. But yeah, I just I think United are still in shit street by the looks of it. To me, I don't think they've really sorted anything out as such. I just think they're bad, but I don't think City are great either. I think they've been pretty poor, and but the thing is with Pep, I'm sure that they're bound to get it together eventually. And if they hit it off this time and click this time, I think that could be it for United. So, and with Haaland in form now to scoring 5 goals, yeah, it might only been against Moldova. They think it's Moldova. It certainly was. But 5 goals that gets you back into form, surely. And he hasn't been great lately. We know that. But so yeah, I'm going for a 3-1 City here. Probably Bramo get the consolation for United.
3-1 City, mate. You absolutely.
Yeah. To be fair, I could say 3-1 City as well. Manny.
Yeah, I'm going to be very brief on this. I think neither team really fills me with that much confidence at the moment. Both very patchy. But I'm going to sit on the fence here and go for a Desmond. 2-2.
Yeah.
I think there will be goals. There will be some sublime moments. There will be some mistakes. And one thing which is not in City's favour is that Omar Marmoush will be missing due to injury, an injury he sustained while on international duty with Egypt alongside Mohamed Salah. So sadly, City will not.
Injury. He's just a poor boy with a bad injury. Sorry, Manny.
So sadly, without Marmoush, City will not be doing the fandango. It might just be a slow crawl, I'm afraid. And I've just seen some news here from the CBS Sports Galazzo Instagram site that from the fall of next season, the September and October international breaks will merge and be 3 weeks long. So effectively, it means you won't potentially have too many international breaks in between, disrupting momentum. It'll just be one big one, and then you're back.
Oh my god!
Right.
That is
But
awful.
yeah, that's for next year, I think. Yeah,
next season.
Hey,
Now, I know a lot of you guys don't like international football, but I'm one of the few who absolutely do enjoy it. I love seeing international football because that's where, in my opinion, the real passion lies when you're playing for something bigger than yourself. But to each one's own. And I do think that it will possibly be a benefit to, many club teams going forward because you won't have these constant disruptions for international football, which I know you boys hate. So that's something to potentially look forward to in a way. So 2-2 between City and United.
Still, we got 5-0 England out of it, Manny. So that was all right, wasn't it? 5-0 against Serbia.
Yeah, thank you for that, guys. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that win.
Forget the Andorra one.
It helped my country massively, so thank you, Mr. B. That 5-0.
Yeah, they only win 1-0 Albania. And you get one goal, couldn't they?
No, we still won, mate. 3 points to 3 points, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardeep's clapping. What are you clapping about? England 5-0.
You're clapping Wolves, I think.
Yeah, that was the last game. Anyone have any other thoughts on the weekend or something to talk about?
No, by the way, you're 7 wickets down now, Hanno. Got to say that.
Mate, I stopped watching like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. So
a big win for England. Come on, England. Yes.
Take your win. Third game win.
Where are you, South Africa?
You're going to make Hannah cry in a second.
Where are you?
Yeah, man.
They
deserve it, man.
You're going to make him cry in a second. Mr. B.
Yeah, sorry. We won 146. Oh, that's a big score there. Oh dear, Hannah. What a shame, mate.
We'll still win the series, don't worry.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, be up everyone for joining. We'll give Steve share your socials.
Yeah, cheers to everyone, Hanno and Norris and the rest of the lads there. Kyle as well, new one on I haven't seen on there before. Thanks for coming on, bro. And thanks to everyone else in the live chat. Obviously, we had Prime on there briefly. Can't win games back to back. But yeah, and but thanks to everyone. It's been, I've also got a lot of content out. I've done this preview earlier with Hanno there. And it'd be good because we thrashed South Africa today, so it'd be good if we could do the same against Chelsea tomorrow as well. That'd be brilliant. And I don't think you'll see Hanno for the rest of the weekend, but that might happen. So, but no, whatever happens. Anyway, I'll be doing a reaction to this, of course, and I'll be doing obviously more cricket content as well as the football. And loads more besides. So keep watching my channel. It's Mr. B for Life 182 on Insta. And check out the channels, Mr. B Hive Football Chat, Mr. B Chats England Cricket. And cheers, lads. And have a good weekend, everyone. Enjoy the football. All the best to all your teams. Except to Chelsea, of course.
The Chelsea. Carl. Yeah. thank you for hopping on first and foremost. Share your socials, man.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I hope they'll come on more often. And my socials are at Glory Glory Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I'm the host of the Glory Glory Man United podcast, and we will be live following the derby. Win, lose, or draw. Hopefully, it's a victory, Orist, and we're full of positivity. Yeah, I do have some confidence that we'll get a result in this game. Nobody ever thinks we'll beat City, but at least half the time we do. So, be a pleasure coming on, lads.
Yeah, cheers, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you for hopping on. And yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Orest, you can do the outro and stuff.
Yeah, just a big up Hannah for hosting. Obviously, things went well tonight. I'm gonna rewatch it with my popcorn to see any clips, any funny moments. I know Mr. B said a few things which
The rumour's 30, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, but no, big up the panel, big up the car. I'm gonna be on the channel this week, so yeah, next week, whatever, same thing. But yeah, make sure you check that out. It's gonna be a great one as always. Mr. B, always good to see you, Mr. B. And
Cheers, bro.
let's hope our teams get the wins this week, apart from Chelsea, so up to Brentford. And yeah,
up to Chelsea, all champions.
No, not up to Chelsea. No, none of that. But hopefully United win, and we'll be back for the game week 4 review on. There's no Super Monday, is it? So we'll be probably Monday then. Monday will be live, definitely. So make sure you check that one out. Potentially, I might do a pre-recorded video tomorrow with AK. I might do a live stream, in fact. But yeah, tomorrow with AK. There's not going to be much of that big preview. We're just going to talk about Man United and Man City this season. And then, yeah, that's about it, really. Tune in. We might do some new topics, streams. So, yeah, salted or sweet? Salt, because sweet is for babies. So, yeah. But anyways, see you guys in a bit. Hopefully, Brentford win. Come on, Mr. B, yeah. I'm rooting for you, Mr. B. Don't let me down. And
man. Hopefully we'll win.
Tune in, Glory Glory podcast next week, and I shall see you soon. Peace.